Folks, welcome back to another reading. Today I am using the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and I have laid your cards out in a Celtic cross formation. I am speaking today to someone who isn't as emotionally mature as they could be. There may be some things that are kind of difficult to hear in this reading. Be patient with it and listen to what it has to say, especially if you're the kind of person who wants to be seen as one of the most intelligent people in your friend group, in your group of people, your family, the people who meet you, for instance. If you want to be seen as a master of what it is that you think, and you teach other people what to think, you're going to want to stick around for this, because this is where you are right now. That doesn't mean this is where you need to stay. This is someone who knows how to use emotions in order to manipulate others into getting what it is that they want. And I noted that the crossing energy is the Page of Pentacles. Because we have a pair of pages, this is where I get the kind of emotionally immature angle from, but also someone who is practiced enough to manipulate others emotionally. This is not someone who is very direct with their emotions. They aren't assertive when it comes to asking for what it is that they want or need, emotionally speaking. But also there's another aspect to this with the Page of Pentacles that gives me the idea that this particular person that I'm speaking to is practiced enough to manipulate others to support them financially, or at least support them in a way that their material needs and wants are taken care of, mostly, okay? This is something that has been kind of a habit for you. You're not in the habit of working for yourself, of making yourself independent. Please don't take this the wrong way, but the word that came to mind was lazy. You're not someone who would be described as someone with a strong work ethic. You are someone, though, who knows how to use your emotions in order to attach others to you romantically who can support you financially, materially, in ways where you don't have to necessarily go out and earn that much money. Your partner does it for you. That's kind of what I see with that Page of Cups energy. Subconsciously, though, you're not really feeling out what a burden this is on you, because when you stay in this page kind of energy, when you stay emotionally immature, eventually it kind of weighs down on you, because you feel like you should be somewhere else, but you're right there. These are lessons that should have been learned, that you should have started learning years ago. And there's the real risk that now you're feeling, now you have to play catch up. If you're ever going to get started at all, and you may be in the mindset of this is just too much work to play catch up on, and it may be that having to have a ball and chain, so to speak, is its own burden. You don't want to be attached to this particular person. You don't want to have to be attached to them because that's how you get your material support. But on the other hand, you have no other choice because you don't want to do that kind of work. You don't want to grow into the kind of person that can be financially, materially stable and independent. That's not something that you want for yourself. And that's not something that other people have necessarily prompted you to give to yourself either. Now, this is in your future, okay? This is unhappiness. This is innocence lost with that page energy. And then with this being in reverse, I kind of get the feeling that there's going to be a moment where you're going to be forced to grow up, to mature, and do things on your own, because people are just going to be sick of your shit, is what I'm getting from Spirit. This might be one of those ass-kicker kinds of readings. I acknowledge that this might be difficult to hear, but you also deserve to know the truth. In your advice position, you have the Four of Pentacles. This is being stingy with material resources that you should be sharing with others. This is kind of an ironic card in the sense that you should be noticing the irony here in asking other people to support you, romantic partners to support you, but not being willing to share anything of your own with them. This might tie in to your unhappiness later on in life. People get tired of your shit. They get sick of your shit and they drop you. And they don't want to mess with you anymore because word may spread. This is an extended period of unhappiness here with the Sun in reverse. It's possible for you to change things and bring the Sun back into its upright position, but that's going to take you recognizing that this is a team effort, that you need to be contributing more to your particular team. And if it's not working out with this particular person because you started this relationship because material needs, right? If you started it based on that, admitting to yourself that doing the honorable thing and moving on to someone else, or even better, moving on to temporary singlehood for yourself, getting your shit together, that kind of thing, growing up would be the best thing to do here. This is in your outcome, but this isn't necessarily a done deal. This isn't a guarantee. This is something that you're going to have to work towards, and keep in mind that with this particular character, they do not have their emotions. They do not have their emotions or groundedness in balance. This is someone who thinks, who plans, who executes a plan of action, but doesn't consider the feelings around them, doesn't consider what actually would support themselves and the people around them. It's not a consideration of that. Their plans don't always have the hearts and feelings of others around them in mind. They aren't always grounded in reality also. So this isn't a character necessarily to aspire to if he's out of balance with other characters. If you're still in Page energy with the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, but you're in this energy right here, there's the real risk that you could do some real damage because of the lack of emotional maturity, because of the lack of groundedness. Okay? So, be careful not to use your intelligence and your experience to cut others down, to trample others on your way to success. There's that real risk that you might do that to romantic partners and then stretch on to others past romantic partners. Okay? This is your current environment. You know how to use romantic gestures as a way to reel romantic partners in, to reel lovers in. And you might be doing this behind your current romantic partner's back. You might have multiple streams of revenue, so to speak, because you have multiple people that you're dating. This is someone who knows how to use romantic gestures in a way that benefits them. It's not based in like a true-hearted love for others. It's based in selfishness. And here are your hopes and your fears. You're afraid of leaving this poverty mindset because it's all that you've known. It's familiar to you. You don't intend to leave it. And leaving it means maturing and growing up and taking responsibility for how you got to this particular position. And you're not someone at this particular stage who's willing to do that. You are much more willing to pass the buck, to blame others for where you are in life than you are to take responsibility for where you are currently in your own life. Once again, I acknowledge that this message was likely difficult to hear if you made it to the end of this particular video. If you did, I hope that you do start a new spiritual journey for yourself, and that you come not just into your King of Swords energy, but that you come into your Emperor energy, where you have all four kings in balance, and that you're someone who is a leader, but knows when to also be a follower. You're someone who knows when to be emotional, but not also allow their emotions to overwhelm them. You teach others how to be powerful, genuinely powerful. You teach others how to be mature. I would love to see you on that path, and if you made it to this point, then I hope that you start making baby steps in that general direction, okay? If you got to this point, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.